2015, my wife and I took a scenic drive from Queen Creek, Arizona up through Utah, and we would end up coming up to southeastern Idaho and spending some time with her family. And the long story short is I think it was about 6 weeks after coming back through southeastern Idaho that we would move back here. My dad was born and raised not far from here. My grandpa, my great-grandpa, my great-great-grandpa. I've got a lot of history in the area, and there was something in me that wanted to come back here. When I first saw this land, I didn't think that it was reasonable to try and build a house on because of how steep it was. I just knew the direction I was supposed to be going, and there was a point in which my wife didn't think we'd ever be able to live up here because of the kids. Our kids go to public schools. There was a point when, I didn't think it was reasonable. We just kept grinding, and we tried to make it better and better and better and better instead of just sitting back and putting up with whatever life has given us, I guess. There was no master plan. It was literally a process of just taking a drive and then figuring out this is where we were supposed to be. Once we made the decision to move here, it was very clear we were supposed to be here. We chose to build our house around the idea of using the resources that we have right here, the maple that we have right here to heat our home. My kids, my 2 younger kids, it's their job to stack the wood. I split it, they stack it. They have a connection to our heat, our lifestyle. They have a connection that I think nobody else in their class lives off grid, right? So that's that's part of it, but it's also, I think, the fact that they just kind of get to help with all the stuff that we do around here. I've never forced this on my kids. I've always hoped that they would see what I see in the value of living as close as you can to nature, I guess. I used to think everything had to be perfect. I used to feel like, mistakes that I had made were somehow a reflection of who I was. And what I have come to the conclusion is this is all the stuff my kids are going to walk around. My grandkids are going to walk around and point out someday. My theory about this place is it's ours. It's I don't even know if it's so much about keeping the piece of property in our family. I think it's just about the message that I send. I would hope my kids see the value in just simply being relentless about your pursuits, and you just can't give up. Sometimes you don't see the clear goal in the end, but you're on the right path, and sometimes you can't even explain it, but you just have to keep grinding. We have water, we have power, we have the ability to stay warm, which are some of the most important things in life. When life gets real simple and it gets cold outside, you just kind of want to stay warm and have a little food in your belly. And once we started to accomplish these things, and I realized I didn't have to be connected to a water meter or a gas meter or a power meter, I couldn't imagine living any other way. The person that needs the award is my wife for just simply being willing to do this stuff. But once she could see that the house was going to be something that was not a shack that was going to blow away the next storm, there was a point where she's like, we got to move up there. We got to get out of the house in town and get up there. This is our 6th winter living up here full time. So now we've got a track record. We've got a little bit to show for what we've done. I think now, if anything, it's believable that it can be done, that things like this can be done and a quality of life is not lost. If anything, it's gained. One of the things that I've learned along the way is whatever we use, materials-wise, equipment-wise, has to be dependable. Part of the reason I was so quick to use Norwesco tanks was because I didn't have to have a boom crane to come set a 8,000-pound concrete septic tank. As a plumber, water and sewer, there is nothing more important. Just take them away. Try and live life without them. You'll see how important they really are. I look at everything through the lens of, is this going to hold up under the pressure that I'm going to offer it? And the bottom line is, I haven't had any issues with that septic tank whatsoever. I haven't had any issues with any of the tanks. So by using the Norwesco 2,500 gallon tanks and knowing that they can handle what I was going to put them through, number one, that they were simply going to hold up to the abuse, this is the one part of my water system I don't have to worry about anymore. Next spring, one of the first projects I'm going to get to is getting 2 more of these 2,500 gallon tanks up the hill to where the other tanks sit, and get these installed in the same way, so I would then have basically 10,000 gallons of water to use to irrigate however I need to. You can see stuff just gets dirty coming up here, but the best part about these tanks is they just kind of hold up to whatever you, within reason, they hold up to the abuse you're going to throw at them. Not only would I recommend Norwesco, I have, and many people have used Norwesco products because we used them and we believed them. I hope the message that I send to my kids and simply the people that watch us is be willing to do things that nobody else is willing to do, even when it seems just crazy. If you want to have an exceptional life, I think you have to do exceptional things. If somebody had come to me 10 years ago and said, this is where you're gonna be in 10 years, would I argue or would I be happy? And clearly, I'd be doing cartwheels. Yeah, this is exactly where any guy would want to be, just living his life, trying to figure life out. You know, this is exactly where I'd want to be.